The lockdown in Boston is relaxed, but the hunt goes on for a man accused of the marathon bombings. One of the suspects was killed in the early hours of Friday. His 19-year-old brother remains on the run. Good morning. Police in Boston are continuing to search for a man accused of Monday's marathon bombing. 19-year-old Dzhokhar Zaniev has been on the run since his brother and fellow suspect Tamerlan was killed after a shootout with police in the early hours of Friday. Residents were ordered to stay at home while house-to-house searches were conducted. That lockdown has now been relaxed, but police say people should remain vigilant. Let's speak to our correspondent in Watertown, Dominic Waghorn. Hello to you, Dominic. So, police not getting the result they hoped for in the last few hours. Good morning to you. We begin with some breaking news from California. A gunman has been killed in a shootout in a college library in Santa Monica. Police say he'd killed at least 6 people with an assault rifle. Hello, good morning to you. Let's take you live to the court now in Sandon in Florida, where a court has just reached a verdict in the case of George Zimmerman, who's accused of murdering teenager Trayvon Martin. And jurors have found him not guilty. They notified the judge a little before 10 o'clock. That's their time, that they had reached a decision, and they had started deliberating on Friday afternoon after listening to the defence's closing arguments and also, of course, from the prosecution's. Good morning. Rioting has erupted in Belfast for a second night. Youths have thrown petrol bombs at police, who have responded with water cannon. On Friday, 32 officers were injured during serious disorder sparked by a decision to ban an Orange Order parade through a Republican area. Joining me now on the phone in Belfast is Ireland correspondent David Blevins. Hello to you, David. Are there any signs that this violence tonight could be as bad as it was on Friday? Breaking news from Augusta now. Adam Scott has won the Masters. Aaron, how exciting it's been in the last few minutes. Jackie Baltrow, who was watching Andy Murray in that semi-final yesterday. With the rest of the sport now, here's Chris. Turkish riot police have stormed Istanbul's Gezi Park, firing tear gas after the country's Prime Minister warned protesters that they must leave by today. Front pages of today's papers. Mail on Sunday leads with a story about Prince Harry. A gay soldier's been speaking and says how the prince rescued him from a terrifying homophobic attack by soldiers from a rival regiment. And finally, the Sunday Express. I find this difficult to believe personally, don't know what you think, but health warnings on alcohol are being demanded after scientists said drinking more than 2 pints of beer a year, not a month, a year, raises the risk of cancer. What do you reckon? Headlines next here on Sky News. The chief meteorologist at the 24-hour news website, ny1.com. You can talk to me now from New York via Skype. Good to see you on Sky News. So just explain to me, first of all, why this was downgraded from a hurricane, because some people might think it's not as serious if it's now a superstorm. Thank you. Well, let's just bring you some pictures from New York now. A charity dinner attended by rivals President Barack Obama and Mitt Romney. So let's just analyse this third and final debate a little bit more. Joining us live from Washington is Sky's US political analyst John Christopher Bua. Thank you for joining us. Now, the aim of these debates, I guess, particularly this final one, is not to make any major gaffe. So how do you think the candidates did?
No, I think, Philippa, pleasure to talk with you.
Just want to ask you a very quick question. Before this
Sorry
third
if I'm
debate,
going on, Philippa.
No, it's absolutely fine. It's fascinating. We're just running out of time. Before this third debate, they were running neck and neck. So do you think this debate was pivotal in what the polls are going to say? Briefly.
I don't think it was terribly pivotal. I think neither of them did really do any damage to themselves, and I think it's now about the ground game. So here we go.
Great. Look forward to it. Thank you very much for talking to us on Sky World News. That was John Christopher Bua.
This is Sky News with Philippa Tomson.
Good morning. We start with lots of breaking news, and there are big problems on the M6 this morning. The motorway is now closed southbound between junctions 25 and 27, and that's because snow has made driving far too hazardous. The northbound carriageway is also reported as blocked at this moment in time. Well, let's talk to Kevin Collister, who I believe is stuck in his car on the M6. Hello to you, Kevin. Can you just tell us then exactly what conditions are like where you are? Some breaking news for you. It is full time in the Super Bowl 47 and Baltimore Ravens have beaten the San Francisco 49ers.
See what's on some of the inside pages for you. What have you spotted, Philippa, this morning?
Well, we'll start with this one called Bleeping Hell. You know when you hear that noise that keeps going on and on and on, you don't know what it is. Well, this gentleman, Paul Henry, was so fed up with this noise. He was looking high and low. He thought it could be his smoke alarm, and indeed it was, found in the bottom of his drawer. But in the meantime, in trying to find out what the sound was, he actually ended up smashing up his home and has cost himself a lot of money. And where was it? In the bottom of a chest of drawers.
Should have checked. Should always be. Oh,
but he must also make sure he actually replaces the smoke alarm, because what he did in frustration was smash the smoke alarm up. You need smoke alarms in your home. Always remember that.
Well, interesting, he's called Paul Henry. Wasn't that the name of the actor who played Benny in Crossroads?
You'd remember that, Steve. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I'm far too young.
You would. You're 5 years older than me. What are you talking about? Madness.
Wasn't Beyonce brilliant?
Yes, she was, actually. Would you like to see how brilliant Beyonce was?
Let's just have another look.
I mean, the match
we
is
can't
great.
get enough of Beyonce here at Sky.
But
she probably did eclipse Madonna compared to last year. I do.
Why did I start talking about the heels then, really? Any credibility I had as a sports presenter plummeted.
Yeah, high heels, you like them.
For now, more later.
Great, thanks very much, Matt. What are we going to next?
I have no idea. What would you like?
Sport headlines in the world papers.